Dude, when you see a guy that is like, you see a dude in the grocery store, and you see him cough into his hand, and then he grabs, like, the broccoli or the marinara
He just
sauce.
bare hands the broccoli right out of the...
I can't do that. That's why I gotta... It's all about the elbow.
Well, that's why people... you grab broccoli with your elbow.
Yeah.
You're just, like, chopsticks, but really inefficient.
I suppose. Yeah, well, that's not... I use, like, one of those, like, grabby hands that you get, like, as a kid.
With your elbows?
No. With my hands.
You're using the grabby hand? The Nintendo... Well, what was that thing called?
The power...
Power grabber?
No. The super hand something. Something hand. Hey, guys. Welcome to, what's it called again?
Baton Pass!
Woo!
Whoa! I'm glad we remembered the name. That would have been bad if we forgot.
Yeah, I've been having some memory problems. What helps with that? Melatonin?
Melatonin's for going to bed, isn't it? For, like, adjusting your day-night cycle,
I
like your
think
circadian rhythm.
I could use some sleep stuff because daylight savings.
Oh my goodness.
That's worse than...
Oh my goodness.
That's worse than Xbox.
Perhaps, for context, it is St. Patrick's Day at the time of recording.
Yes.
So, daylight savings time happened a week ago?
Yes, and I'm very Irish and very proud of my Irishness.
Your Irish heritage?
Yeah, I wear one of those Kiss Me I'm Irish shirts. I actually had a dream about this Irish kid from my school.
Okay.
From high school. This random kid, and I punched him. Did I tell you this? Or I punched him in the face? You're walking through the hall, I punched him in the face because he was talking a lot.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, well, a lot to unpack there.
Anyways, and I played it off like it was an accident, and then there was this girl from, like, elementary school. You know, like those kids where, like, you ever gonna meet the teacher night with your parents or your mom?
I think I did that back in, like, elementary school.
My mom would always go, and there's, like, this girl from, like, kindergarten who I was friends with, but I didn't talk to her after first grade, but my mom we would run into her and her mom. My mom would be like, hey, we're just like, we don't talk, we didn't know what was going on. We're just, like, standing there awkwardly. But she was there, and the guy who I punched, I saw him in my hometown the other day, like, driving.
Just randomly?
He had shorter hair, and he's ginger. Great guy, like Billiam Burr.
Billiam Burr.
Great comedian.
Okay, and this is all stemming from a dream where you punched him.
He was alright. That's an alright guy.
So there was no reason. There shouldn't be any reason.
He was just talking. I wouldn't have done that. For the record, guys, I'm not a punching guy.
Can confirm, Mark Kofarski, not a puncher.
That is
He's
true.
a lover.
I'm a lover, not
ladies,
a puncher.
Ladies.
Hey, ladies. And I'm really good at Fortnite too.
We did get our first Fortnite of the season.
Fortnite new season. Just came out about a week ago now. About a week ago. Same time as Daylight Savings around that
actually
came out.
Yeah.
Daylight Savings just dropped, dude. You keep telling me they were gonna cancel it. Is that true?
So I think there was a bill proposed in the House by some Republican in the House, and it didn't get through.
Okay.
But the proposal was to get rid of it. I think I actually looked this up, and they got rid of Daylight Savings Time in like the 80s. For like a couple months, and people were waking up in pitch black darkness, and so they got rid of that, and they brought it back because they hated it.
It's weird. We were just talking about how it's nice that the day's longer, but you're like, oh crap, it's 7 p.m. I need to like get stuff done, because before it's like dark at 5. You're like, it's coming. I gotta.
Yeah, I think like pre-daylight savings, when it gets dark at 5 p.m., my productivity is better because I want to get stuff done before it gets dark out. But now, because it's light up for so long, I'm procrastinating more.
I've never procrastinated in my life.
You know what? I can't say the same.
Especially right now, there's not a single thing that I can think of that I'm currently procrastinating at this given moment. Not even like half a thing.
No.
I've never turned in an assignment late.
I mean, this podcast is definitely not even over a week late.
No.
We're doing this on time.
Yes, because we're all healthy and happy. We're all in good.
All of our
shape.
needs in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs are met.
What's the
We're
top?
Happy.
What's the top of the pyramid? 20-pound bag of rice for $10 that I just got. Shout out to ShopRite for that. Fortnite, new Fortnite season season 4 season 2 just dropped. They got rail grinding in there. They got
the motorcycles.
The weird motorcycle that has no brakes. They got the car. They got new guns. They got
fish stick in the shop.
Yeah, fish stick. I don't know if he might still be in the shop.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people are gonna be mad about this. Frozen fish stick the NPC is no longer on the map. You can't talk.
Is his hut still there? Like the hut that he spawned at?
It's still there, yeah.
But he's just not spawning there.
In Chapter 3, he was in Slappy Shores. And that, if you go there, and this is true, you can look it up, it's true. if you go higher fish stick, you're at least like top 5 every time. And this is
true?
And this is exactly true. After that, they have frozen fish. You get higher him, but he gives you like health. And now there's no fish stick.
So now nobody's finishing top 5.
Which is bad. Which is bad for the economy. However, I do reckon the next season we will have, or if not the one after that, fish stick will come back in full form.
It'll be like robotic, techno, revived fish stick.
You know, that's better than no fish stick.
That's real.
Terminator fish stick.
I'd rather have the most malformed, morally corrupt fish stick than no fish stick.
Fish stick who eats paste, garlic. He just eats garlic paste.
His favorite meal: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Paste and a bowl of heavy cream.
Bowl of heavy cream and a cigarette. Classic Polish breakfast, and I can account for that. That is true.
I thought you were Irish.
I just work here.
Okay. Well, speaking of working here, things that are working here right now: spring Steam sub sales, Steam spring sale.
There's a spring break. I was like,
spring
yeah,
sale.
you mean the thing that ends in 2 days?
Yeah.
Or the thing that just started a day ago.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The spring sale.
Steam spring sale.
Yeah.
Oh, Devin has so much to say about the spring sale.
I do. I've wanted to talk about this since yesterday.
You've been holding it for a while. If you hold that in, it's gonna be a bad day for me. I won't get a lot of love. Let's just say that.
So, I mean, we talked about it a little bit in episode 2 about video game pricing, our gripes with it. Our qualms we may have.
Our gripes. All right. You know what? I'll let this guy talk.
So the thing that I really wanted to talk about in regards to video game pricing, and specifically the Steam Spring Sale, was, if you remember back from episode 2, we talked about how most new modern AAA titles are MSRPing for $70, which is, a lot of money. At least I think so. And a lot of these really, really good indie games that aren't made by the huge studios and, soulless, greedy corporations like EA. These are, Game of the Year contenders being sold for $20. Less than a third of these top AAA, we could say top quality, but AAA games.
Yeah. You can get a bag of rice, 20-pound bag of rice, and 2 more really good games. Maybe 3 good games, another bag of rice, for the same price that you can get one game that is probably like
release date Anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm mad.
Specifically though, with the Steam Spring Sale, I managed to get a couple of, really big games, and I got Hi-Fi Rush, I got Neon White, and I got Power Wash Simulator, and all 3 of those games plus tax came out to $66, which is still $4 cheaper than Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yep.
Like, without any sales. That is ridiculous to me. Absolutely insane just how much better value that is. Specifically with this sale, though. I mean, even without the sale, I think they're averaging like $25, so it would be around $75 without the sale. Something like that. Maybe a little bit higher, but still, like, that's 3 games for one Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That is a deal that... It's almost like... It just puts into perspective how bad pricing is for, like, price to value.
People want to be like, oh, the worst thing I think is when people are like, oh, $1 per hour. Like, oh, if it's $60, it has to be 60 hours. No, it doesn't.
That's ridiculous.
You buffoon.
Yeah.
You bonobo ape. You orangutan. No, I'm not sorry to all the monkeys out there.
We're not implying that you're lesser.
I'm a big fan of a lot of the animal kingdom. I just got a bunch of bananas today.
So monkey on the mind.
Yeah, monkey on my mind. They call me. But there is no correlation whatsoever. The only correlation is that it's funny how a lot of the cheaper games give better value.
It does seem that way. It always seems like the video game itself, the value that you get from it is less about like all the cool features and how long it takes you, and just more about your enjoyment. Your only move is hustle. It's a $5 game made by one person. It's pixelated stick figure graphics. I think I've had more fun with that game than I had ever playing. I mean, what's a good example of like a new game that was overpriced that you played recently?
All of them. Not all.
Battlefront 2.
I've been trying that.
The Star Wars Battlefront 2 fans out there, you paying $60 for that? Is Star Wars Battlefront 2 in my opinion 12 times as fun as your only move? No, it's not.
It's so weird, and it's very subjective and relative to everyone's experience, because if you're sitting there and you're like, that was really good, you don't have to be like, that was $60 worth good. Like, you don't have to think about constantly the money. It is good to be like, I think that was worth the money. But if you're constantly sitting there like oh, is this...
if you're constantly analyzing a game for its price to value in your own very subjective opinion, maybe you're approaching video games from a wrong angle.
There are a lot of good $60 games out there. And it's like, okay, well that's, and it's especially when they won't go out of date.
Super Mario Odyssey?
Yeah.
Probably one of the best $60 games I can think of right off the top of my head.
I buy mostly indie games, I feel like. I'm thinking...
if you were to talk like AAA modern title, like, the yearly releases for $60, like those I feel like hardly count. Because like they're yearly releases. They're designed to be made in such a short amount of time, and the changes between them are so minimal that it's almost like you're paying $60 just because you don't want to miss out.
Yeah, just some weird film. Like every EA game, it's just praising like when you think about the average gamer, right? If you listen to this, you're probably not an average gamer. You probably play some good games, but the average gamer is like, it could be like the kids or it could be adults, but it's the people who they go to the store. They don't go online and look at reviews. They don't know that every FIFA, Madden, what else? Call of Duty is like essential. Well, Call of Duty maybe not so much.
It's a little different with that, but yeah.
The sports games, total rehashes. Like I remember. When I used to work at Best Buy back in the day, I'd have, people older than me, like, which is most of my coworkers, like, I'm so hyped to get the new Madden. And I'm like, come on, man. And they're pre-ordering, like, the extra.
That was like me, though,
$80.
That was me. Like, it's so, and when I look back at it, when I would buy the yearly Call of Duties, and I played FIFA every year, I think from FIFA 2011 to FIFA 2016, I bought FIFA for 5 years straight. I just did, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed noticing the differences and seeing like the updated rosters and teams and all the little details. Is it worth it? No. But did I have fun and enjoy my time during that point in my life? Yeah. And so I'm not going to bash that. And so if you do enjoy playing video games, the yearly releases, maybe you are spending too much money, sure. But if you're having a good time, if you think it's worth it, you meet people that way, new friends, ways to connect with your friends, playing games with them after school even, like what I did. That's stuff you can't really put a price tag on. The experiences that I shared with my friends playing, we rush home after school, so he was the first one to log on at Xbox Live, hop onto the Halo Reach lobby. And
who's the party leader?
Yeah, definitely not me. But like those are experiences that you only had if you bought these yearly release games, and we're saying right now it's definitely not worth it in hindsight. But those are experiences that I wouldn't trade for anything. And so there is value there. I would like to say that at least.
Your friends are playing it and you're a kid, or like even an adult, like, it's like I see why. But I'm like, I think you should be put in asylum if you're a grown man and you're just buying the
or
FIFA.
Woman or anyone else.
I do love all the folks out there. Yeah, it's because at least back in the day, because things were actually changing, because now we've like plateaued at like how much stuff changes within like technology.
Yeah.
To an extent, at least within gaming. You don't see like significant gameplay changes between the yearly releases.
Especially because we're kind of out of that era where significant leaps and graphical performance, like in high fidelity graphics or whatever, they're very minimal. Like the jump between PS4 and PS5 is not nearly as huge as the jump between PS2 and PS3.
Yeah.
I mean, that just thinking about like the polygon count, the shading, the amount of processing and computing power that goes in between, like, yeah, it's still a lot different from PS5 to PS4, but the actual noticeable comparisonable difference between the two generations, like they're just getting smaller year in and year out. And so, I don't know, I just feel like whereas before each subsequent yearly release, even especially if you were crossing generations, the difference may have been more noticeable. These days, in modern, 2023 gaming, the difference that you're going to get with graphics and performance is so minimal if you check year to year.
I mean, look at the graphics of Mario's mustache and Mario Odyssey compared to that back in the day. But
can I just speak on this actually?
Let's see.
I found out, fun fact for those who like small stupid facts about the Mario franchise, the polygon count for the Super Mario Galaxy coin is higher than the polygon count for the Mario Odyssey coin, but the Mario Odyssey coin looks better because of enhanced shading and processing power. But the actual like literal amount of polygons in the coin is less than it was in Super Mario Galaxy, which is insane to me that they were using up more computing and processing power in their coins just for them to look worse than they do now, that's progress. And that's like something that you can't really see that well just by looking at the graphics. It's something you kind of just have to know. But when you put that into perspective, you would hope then that the focus is less on graphics and then more on enhanced gameplay, enhanced world building. You can spend more time not putting polygons into a coin and instead using that time, money, resources, energy into making other parts of the game better, which is what I really sincerely hope the video game industry is trending towards, because we're kind of past, we also talked about this last time, we're past the point where we want graphics to look as realistic as possible. There are a few games where you want that, I get it, like Red Dead Redemption 2, I think that's a game where I think the realism really serves it well. But stuff like Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't care. If that had styles, like if that had stylized graphics and shading, I think that would make it even better. I don't need it to look hyper-realistic. It's not a realistic game. I'm fighting robotic dinosaurs.
Yeah, it looks nice, but it's like
I don't need that. The premise in itself is so out there that I can suspend my disbelief. Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush. I played through the first boss.
And
it's so good. The graphics will hold up for decades. The game will hold up for decades because it's not going for the hyper-realism. And that's like, I mean, that on top of just an absolutely amazing game, by the way. Play Hi-Fi Rush. Seriously. Buy it right now. The spring sale will be over when this video gets published, I think, but
surely.
It's only like $25, $30.
Still, yeah, it's $30. I bought it before the sale. I didn't even think there was a summer sale or spring. I think there was a spring sale. I'm like, I gotta get this now. Oh, man. Games are good. I guess there were good games that came out last year and the year before.
There always are.
There always
are. You know,
but
yeah.
This year, this came out, what, January? Like 25th? Something like that?
It's still really recent.
Not even 2 months old. So,
yeah.
Oh, man. And there's so much love. And it's half the price of a standard game. This is not a standard game. This is a
once in a generation kind of game.
You got your little, like, what do you call those the small pickles? What do you call those?
Gherkins? What are you talking about?
You know, FIFA, Call of Duty, that's a gherkin. But Hi-Fi Rush is a nice crunchy, get the nice crunch factor on the pickle. If we're talking in terms in terms of pickle and the crunch factor, because everything is so well polished. Everything moves to the beat. It's a rhythm-based action platformer. It's mostly fighting. There's not like
I mean, there's some exploration.
Yeah.
Some. I mean, you've played way more than me, so you can speak on this game more than I have. Yeah, but I've only played through the literal first mission thing. There's some exploration. The combat sections, I think, they're sectioned off from the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. So you are exploring the game, and then you are now in combat. Then you are done with combat, and you're back to exploring. They're not like seamless. There's sectioned portions of the game, which doesn't hurt it. I don't think, like, the focus on, this is another thing that I feel like is an unwarranted trend in modern gaming, is the need for everything to be open world, the need for everything to be sandbox. GTA is the greatest game ever, sure, but doesn't mean you gotta copy it. You know, do your own thing, find your own niche. And I think Hi-Fi Rush does that actually perfectly. There's nothing else like it. I mean, you can say it was definitely inspired by stuff like Ratchet and Clank, Banjo, Spyro, these like 3D platformer, collectathon kind of games. But the stylization, kind of like Jet Set Radio.
And Croc.
Plus just the awesome, cool aesthetic and the music. It's just, it's its own thing. It obviously takes inspiration from places, but it's its own thing. And it does it so well, and too few games are willing to risk that because they aren't sure if it'll sell. They know what does sell, stuff like Fortnite. The open continuous service model, constantly being updated. Find your own niche, man, and I think it just does it so well. For $30, I cannot emphasize that enough.
30 doubloons, and if you put in the tax-free zip code, it's $29.99.
You didn't hear it from us.
I used to do that on the 3DS eShop, which is I think closed now. God bless, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I would put in. I'd get because I would get like a little gift card. Right, so I wouldn't have like my credit card like you do nowadays. Things aren't fun anymore. So you gotta beg your mom, like, oh please put the gift card in. And I found out, because if a game's like $29.99 and you got a $30 gift card or what have you, you're paying what, $31 or something.
Yeah, so there's some money coming out of your pocket.
Yeah, it's somewhere in like, I don't know, West Coast. If you look up, it's on GameFAQs. It's there. You'll find the zip code. But you didn't hear it from me.
No, we're simply just relaying the facts.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But maybe check up on. I don't do it now. I'm like, they're gonna find me if I do it. But back then I was like, ooh, I can get the.
We're close enough to Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah,
we're close enough.
What are they gonna do? Yeah, but Horizon Zero Dawn, I feel like is like you were saying, that's a really good example of a game just so safe.
Dude, it's safe. It hurts. And what is it? Is it Ubisoft that makes Horizon Zero Dawn? And I think this is an Ubisoft thing because before they actually struck gold with Assassin's Creed, and I love the early Assassin's Creed games, even the couple sequels, the Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Did you say Ubisoft makes Horizon?
I don't know. I think
it's Guerrilla. I think it's just like a PlayStation studio. I don't think.
Okay. Then I'm just wrong.
Yeah, you're just always wrong and bad and dumb. And...
Okay, this is a show not about the facts. This is a show about the vibes.
It's like how Fox News is classified as entertainment.
Yeah, it is. We are not classified as a news network, just like Fox News isn't.
We're very smart though, and you should probably listen to everything we say.
Yeah, and take everything we say at face value. Do not do your own research. Facebook isn't research. Anyway.
Peer-reviewed studies. I might actually what's the newest one? Forbidden West?
Forbidden West,
That's a sequel, so it's like, it's so safe. it's a good game, and it looks nice. It's got some weird stuff in there.
I think the upgrade system is so linear. You stick with one weapon the whole time. It's just your one bow or whatever.
You have like the bow and the spear doesn't change. I played the first one.
It just feels like there's no creativity. It's like you're being walked along a path that you can slightly augment, but you would never not choose to upgrade. There's no choice being made. It's just I'm played longer, so now I'm stronger, which is fine in the right context. But also, this is, a game that's trying to promote itself as like something that I feel like it isn't. It isn't the kind of game where you can make choices and you can have different builds. There's no replay value with Forbidden West. Nuh-uh. You play through it once and that's it. You played through it. And I feel like that is a detriment. That's something that we need to be moving away from. But the chances of bigwig, execs in a suit, listening to people on that kind of criticism, because it sells.
People like us, they don't listen to us. No. Our voices need to be heard.
We are not heard. What are we gonna turn into, like Radio X, like
you know what?
Rise Up?
You know what is heard though?
What's up?
Sheep. Yeah, you were saying Ubisoft. So Horizon follows the Ubisoft open world model, where it's just all. It has markers and stuff, so it's like, wow, go explore, and it's open, but it's got all this stuff on the map, and you're like, well, I'm not gonna just walk around, I'm gonna go towards that stuff, and then it's like, well, this isn't exploring anymore, this is just, I'm going.
Yeah, I think, because that's the thing with, like, when you think Forbidden West, you think, it's, like, literally, obviously playing on the trope of Manifest Destiny, you go out west in search of uncharted lands, that's a very common trope in American, pop culture.
Like West of Loathing. With stupid walking.
Yeah.
Does Horizon have stupid
West
walking?
Of Loathing.
Does Horizon have stupid walking?
No.
I digress. I rest my case. Court is now the court is done. Not in session.
That is such a good comparison because I think I talked about West of Loathing in episode 1. Didn't I? I think I did. Where that game also plays on the trope of going out west in sort of uncharted territory, except for in West of Loathing, it's not really like discovering new land as opposed to just the further out west you go, the more like outlaw-ish, and there's no really like society. It's all like people doing their own stuff in West of Loathing until you get to Frisco, which is funny.
Like the pet brand.
Like San Francisco, it's just Frisco.
That makes a lot, and just considering the fact that I was like, oh, like the brand that makes like they make like dog pee pads and toys and stuff. That's what and cat stuff too. I
think you're equally correct in the world of West of Loathing.
That is what they were. There's probably one guy on the team who was like, oh, Frisco, like the brand.
Like the brand, okay. Yeah.
It's about the atmosphere.
My point is, though, I think both games kind of play on that trope, and West of Loathing, you can finish the game and just have everyone you care about not live and have nothing solved. And it's all up to you and your own choices. By the time you reach the end of the game, how much did you do? How much did you affect the world? And then it actually tells you. It gives you like a cutscene. Look, these are all the choices you made. These are all the people's lives you saved or impacted or made worse. One of my favorite endings in that game, spoiler alert, don't listen if you actually care and play the game.
Cover my ears.
One of my favorite endings of that game is if there's one of the storylines involves a necromancer who brings back skeletons from the dead, and that's why there are undead skeleton enemies in the game. You can actually choose to either kill the necromancer or become the necromancer. And up until that point, you find necromancy spells where the more necromancy spells you have, they're very powerful, but they actually eat away at your humanity. And so they lower like your health, and they lower like your physical damage, and they make you reliant on the necromancy. And so by the time you beat the necromancer, if you choose to do this, you can just not do this at all. My point is though, you can choose in that moment to either be a hero or become the next main villain.
It's like real life.
That is a choice. That's so cool. I love it. It adds endless replay too, because that's just one small storyline. And this is like a $15 game.
Yeah.
I cannot. Ooh.
It's just an allegory for the Dare program, essentially. That's really what it is. Yeah, it's like, I think when you're putting a game into an open world, that template, it takes away from what you could do with it, because if you compare, it's such a weird comparison, West of Loathing and Horizon, right? But because it's like open world, it's like, it feels forced.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, it's so you have all this stuff, but there's really kind
there's
of
nothing there.
It's nothing.
There's nothing there.
You have this, West of Loathing. It's like more compact, different genre, completely different.
Completely different.
So like you have, I guess since you have less to work with, it gives you more potential, sort of.
Well, less to work with is if you're going with it's like that sort of comparing it on
smaller
content.
scale.
Yeah, we'll go with
smaller scale, so you can pack more into it. Whereas it's like, oh well, we gotta make this tree. There's like a million trees in the game.
This tree needs 4,000 polygons.
Yeah.
If those leaves aren't swaying to the omnidirectional wind variant we've included in our game.
But a game does have omnidirectional wind swinging hi-fi rush to the beat. The environment, it all moves to the beat.
That is such a clever way to animate things consistently.
That must have been hell though for the developers.
Dude, I mean,
maybe.
I wonder, because I mean, I don't know how far into the game, but it is a 4/4 base time signature that all the beats follow. So that would make it so like every animation loop is the same length, and it creates like consistency. So my guess is, even though there's a lot of animation, it was probably quicker to work through it because you knew like, okay, well, it has to fluctuate in this time period with this many frames. But again, I have no idea. It could have been way harder. I mean, I would imagine that a game with that much polish and that much personality, that they probably did spend a ton of time making the environment in the world just as cool and lively as it is.
6 years, I think. It was somewhere between 4 and 6 years.
It
was.
I mean, that's more than...
I was there.
Don't each Call of Duty games get 3 years? Because it's been split between 3 studios?
Yeah, Treyarch and the other one. I don't know.
Yeah, Activision, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward are the 3.
Yeah, can you put that on a coaster, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually right, though. You got it.
Yeah.
Infinity Ward and Treyarch.
Yeah, Treyarch's the good one in my opinion. I like Treyarch. But then they came out with Vanguard, and Vanguard was terrible, I guess, so maybe not. Oops. That also could be totally wrong.
Whoops.
I just think they did Vanguard. Did not corroborate this information. I did not fact check it. I'm simply stating it like it is fact.
They need a Lego first-person shooter game.
Lego first-person shooter?
Because destructible terrain, think about it.
They had a Lego destructible terrain, Lego World.
I heard that was kind of like...
awful? Yeah.
I didn't play it, but I think my good friend Kyle played it. Hi, Kyle. What's up?
We need Lego Red Faction Gorilla.
We need Lego Worms. That's what they say, little
noise. yeah, they do. Lego Worms Armageddon.
The one voice line where he just goes, I killed that? Like, what is that? Do you know what I'm talking? There's like a million voice lines.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's a bunch of voice lines.
But like, it's like you customize like what they say at different points and like the different accents.
Yeah.
Mine's always Irish, because I am Irish. Look it up. On my 23.
I'm gonna pinch you. I'm pinching you. I pinched him.
Yeah, you just pinched me, by the way. Audio listeners, he just pinched me.
all listeners. What was the other thing we wanted to talk about? Oh, I remember. The Olympics. The Olympics. So, this was actually available information by the time we recorded the second episode, which was a while ago now, but we forgot. We're just such
chatty Cathys, you know?
Yeah, the time limit on that episode was getting up there, so we just didn't talk about it, but I suppose we can talk about it now, even if it is old news.
I actually don't want to talk about it because I hate you and I don't like you.
Okay, well, we have a job to do.
We have a $1 billion contract. The budget, the budget, we're getting a lot of deals. We're getting a lot of, what is it, Hello Fresh is emailing us, Quip the toothbrush.
Okay, look, jokes aside, dude, can you work with me on this? Can we do the show? No, don't cry. Come on, stay with me. No, look. We can get insomnia. So the Olympics, yes. I think. What was I want to talk about? It's awful. It looks probably like the biggest mistake the Olympics has ever made.
Esports, people like Olympic esports, not
esports.
The Olympics like actually like the.
I think this is
ball,
in
the ball toss.
Yeah, not the running one, not the ski one.
Because when you folks at home, when you think Olympic video games, Olympic esports, what are you thinking? You're thinking the games that are in esports.
Valorant,
come
League.
On. But don't put those in, please. Don't put those in. But if
but they're big.
That means we get the other games that are big in esports but good,
Rocket League.
I'll take Rocket League, Minecraft, Hunger Games, like Smash Bros, the fighting games, all that, like that. Okay, that's classic. But what did they put in? They got
tic-tac-bow.
It's some. They just took.
It's mobile games. They put mobile games in.
They just took. Okay, here's the list of some of the events we have, the sports and games. All I'm saying, it's just like all these chess.com. What's the?
So chess. Okay, so I think I remember a little bit more here. So some of the notable ones. There is going to be chess through chess.com, which actually is hype. I would love to see like Olympic level competitive chess playing. I think that would be really cool, especially if they do like blitz modes or even I don't know what they're doing with that, but I think that has real potential. There's Just Dance, which is I don't know how the scoring would work. Probably a panel of judges, just like figure skating. But
they just do like they have two boards and you just got the.
I don't know. They might do just score. If they do like actual high score in Just Dance, I think that's a crime because.
What songs? What are they gonna do? Hopefully Gangnam Style. That's a classic.
Yeah.
You put that on the.
Tayo Cruz Dynamite.
Put that on the television. I prefer for chess. I prefer chess.org personally.
Oh yeah.
Chess.gov.
Not really about the commercial.
Chess.gov.
Yeah. I think so Just Dance will be good. There's what was it, Gran Turismo for motorsports? Yeah. That one's
that's
hype.
Actually good.
Yeah, that's hype. I would love to see some cool like virtual racing. I think that would be, especially if you do it like some of those streamers do. I don't know if you've even seen some of these streamers. I couldn't give you a name, but they have like their own setups. Like they're in the cockpit, I don't know, of a car. They announce their own games like as if they were the announcers of a live event. So it's like, and I'm creeping up on this guy in the corner here, and I'm overtaking him on the chicane, and like it's so cool. Like
the chicane.
Yeah.
The chicanery.
Chicanery.
Better Call Saul fans, drop a comment if you got that reference.
Well, chicanery was an old soccer drill I did back when I played soccer in high school. Yeah.
Did that involve negging? Nutmegging?
I don't know. I kind of don't remember. I don't remember, but I do remember that was an old soccer drill.
That was back in the many years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like when we say to someone older, we're like, yeah, when I was young. And they're like, you are still young. Not like when I was younger or like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That'd be.
I feel old though. I don't feel like I'm an old
soul. I feel like I'm 16 going on like 48. That's at any given moment.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow, that's a good way to put it.
That's real. Tennis. They have tennis?
Oh, that was
right.
Ooh, what was that one? Oh, it's like a mobile game that I think had like 300 App Store downloads.
Notice how you can't remember the name. How neither of us remember the name.
Yeah, I think it was like Tennis Clash.
Yeah, but if they just put esports tennis, $1 million,
dude. So many people would show up to participate, watch, play. Like, if you just, but there's no way you're gonna get the rights from Nintendo for that.
Yeah. True. I forgot about that, huh? Because
you have to the
fact that they would still fumble that, like, that Evo is one thing, which is also dumb, but it's like, okay, it's classic Nintendo, but the fact that they probably wouldn't put their games in the Olympics is hilarious.
I mean, maybe they would have done it if they had it at the 2020 Olympics that got like postponed to 2022 or whatever.
Was that in Japan?
That was in Tokyo.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe if it was for that, they would do it, but it's not. That time has passed.
They had the Mario and Sonic. They had
Mario
games.
and Sonic at the Olympic
Games.
Games.
The first. Was that before Smash Bros. Brawl or?
Oh, I don't know.
It might have been like a year. It was like around. The first one came out like a year. Like,
for some reason,
give or take.
My brain says Brawl came out really early in the Wii's life cycle.
2006, 7. Wii came out 2006. It came out.
Yeah, because it was still using like the voice features from the phone controllers. Like the Wiimote had the little voices come out.
And you go, Captain Falcon. He goes, yeah. What's the other funny one? Sonic has the ring noise.
Yeah, the ring noise.
What's the other one? Ganondorf just goes, wah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Link does his like Hiya.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
I do. What noise would you make if you were a Smash Bros. Brawl character?
Baton pass. Whoa. I would probably just go whoa.
I would say. That's what I would say. I would say.
I wonder how bit crushed and awesome that would sound.
Yeah, through the weird mode. Oh, it's so funny.
I love that aesthetic. The crunch.
Yeah, why they? It's not even. It's just the Olympic people are dumb. Is that it?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of people, up top, the bigwig CEO suits.
Mr. Olympic himself.
Yeah, those true. Those kind of people not being so out of touch with esports, but also them knowing that they want to try to make esports a lucrative business opportunity, and then also upstart developers of mobile games who have recognized the situation and be like, this is our chance to take advantage of it. Be like, we have a tennis game. Tennis is in the Olympics. We have an archery game. Tic-tac-boe.
If they're gonna do that, they might as well, I guess it's for money, but if they had just some run-of-the-mill simulator where it's it's just called tennis.
Well, taekwondo, virtual taekwondo or whatever.
But if it was how they had NES games, they'd just be called NES tennis, NES golf, that. But now, it's just so weird. But I at least hope that how many years apart is each Olympic?
Well, this is different. I think this is. I mean, on the screenshot I looked at, it said 2023.
Mm-hmm. That's
which makes me feel like
year.
Because normally the Olympics are every 2 years, with the Winter Olympics being 4 years. So 2020 would be Summer Olympics, 2022 would be Winter, 2024 would be Summer again. So it's every 2 years, but 4 years for each specific event.
Sure.
So this appears to be on the odd year, 2023, but I'm not too sure exactly if it's just because that was when this was published and that was just a date shown on the thing, if it's happening alongside the other Olympics or not. I genuinely don't know. I did not do any research for this because I was so disheartened and broken spiritually at the list of games.
We just pulled up a Moist Critical video, and we skipped to the part where he had because you couldn't find it on Google.
No, I tried. I was looking for 5 minutes, and I literally was only finding Wikipedia articles on lists of games that feature the Olympics. It's nowhere. There's no publicity for this.
Yeah, hopefully next year, the year after, or realistically 20 years from now when we have. We'll be 48 going on 100 at that point. There are actual games in the esports Olympics, but it's
this
funny.
Is the crux though. If this flops, which it will, they're never gonna want to do this again.
It's funny because I guess it goes for every media. They'll do the big boys will make us the worst idea ever, and it flops. Well, I guess they don't like this thing.
It's literally every single time they try to do an adult animated film, or they try to push video games into outside of niche culture and into pop culture, with Pixel, the movie Pixel.
Conker's or not? That's a game.
Conker's better.
Because I was thinking, was it Sausage Party?
Yeah, Sausage Party.
That's
every single time
dog.
they're animation's not meant for adults because they just give it the worst possible attempt, the zero faith effort. Just on the fact that because it's animated and aimed towards adults so it's going to be one of those situations. I mean, the chances of this being successful, I think, hinge on chess, Gran Turismo, and Just Dance. I really hope that this ends up well, just for the sake of, esports in general, especially considering the relative, very recent news about FaZe is almost bank. Their stock is 40 cents a share.
Hey, FaZe Banks, more like FaZe Bankrupt. Am I right?
Wow.
Am I right?
That was good. That was off the cuff too.
Good. FaZe Clan Bankrupt. That sounds like good news to me.
Well, here, you don't want to. I don't personally.
What is the
pray for the downfall of some of the FaZe members. I think some of the members themselves who just got roped into predatory contracts and
it's like machinima, but
just we're hoping that this is if you were offered by something as pop culture prevalent as FaZe Clan to be you are now a FaZe Clan member officially, you're gonna have your own licensing and merchandise and streams, and you're gonna want to take that, and they should take that. It's the fact that they were taken advantage of by people up top who are just greedy and trying to wring out every last dollar, and then having those same people in the higher up squander all of the money. So now we have FaZe Clan, which used to be valued at $1 billion on in the NASDAQ or whatever.
That's
I don't
almost,
know.
Almost as much as this podcast, I believe. Last time I checked, we're at what?
Yeah.
1.3 bill.
Yeah, and FaZe Clan's only at 30 million now. And that was a couple days ago, so who knows? Probably even less. But
I pray on the downfall for the FaZe higher ups, but I hope it doesn't trickle down.
Yeah. Oh, it won't. It will not trickle down. Don't you worry.
Yeah. You know what trickles down though?
What trickles down?
Well, what trickles down? What do you like? Let's just like
morning dew on a spring blooming flower on a nice 60-degree weather day where there's hope in the air and no trickle down economics.
On that note, I actually have to go clean my gutters.
Oh.
They're just full of like leaves and mulch. Like there's just
mulch.
I don't know how the mulch got up into my.
Someone
gutters.
just started throwing mulch up into your gutters. Like, I hate this guy.
Back in our day, we used to egg in TP houses. Now kids they're just going to like Lowe's,
just buying bags of mulch.
They're going to Tractor Supply, getting like the big 40-pound bag of mulch.
Yeah, they actually need like specialized equipment to transport it to your house just to throw into your gutters.
They get it. They get the whole. You know what?
They get forklift certification.
You know, guys outraged. They're going out. They're partying. We're March Madness, mulch madness. I digress. Thank you, folks, for listening. This what's the
Oh, I can't. What was it? Oh, I think I know.
Baton Pass. Don't forget to play Your Only Move is Hustle on Steam.
Very good game.
And Hi-Fi Rush. That's on Xbox.
Even better
Steam, Game Pass. Neon White. We didn't get to mention that. But
no.
Neon White.
It's a good game though. Yeah.
You know, call your mom. Call your
You message your grandma back.
Yeah,
message your grandma back
text,
right now. We know you've been sitting on that text.
Text the person you haven't texted back right now that you
do it.
Maybe if you're like me and you put a little draft text to push it up, then it still gets buried for days. Reply to that person. Say hi back.
Wash your hair.
Wash your hands. Rinse. Lather.
Repeat.
Ooh. And don't cough into your. Do not sneeze.
Do not cough into your hands and pick up some broccoli. Don't do it.
Yeah. You know what? Like I can excuse the sneeze if you sneeze to your hand, but if you're picking up broccoli after that, you can pick up asparagus, cauliflower, but broccoli. I got ShopRite. I had a little caterpillar worm guy in my broccoli last year.
Really?
Yeah. Like a year. It was a year ago today. Like a week ago. I have a video. Polly, pull up the worm video.
Oh, we don't have Polly. He's off today. Oh,
Polly, I'll have to call him after.
Polly, can we end this episode of
Baton Pass?
Whoa. I think we should. I think we should end it. Thank you guys for listening. Seriously.
I'm appreciating all the.
The support, all the likes, and just the people telling us that.
I'm getting really emotional right now.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it. I mean, thank you for listening, especially if you've watched and listened to the whole thing. Seriously, but I think we'll see you next week.
Yes. Don't forget to follow the stuff. It's in the
at
description.
ComWCU. You know where to go.
On the gram, you got Just look up ComStudent or ComStudent WCU on Google. You'll find the blog. They haven't got a video up there. We got the little movie review up there.
And a little sneak peek. I think there's going to be another Japan in 30 Seconds video coming out at some point.
Leaked.
You didn't hear it from me though. But thank you guys seriously so much. I've had a blast, and I guess I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I had an alright time. Yeah, it was alright. This guy likes.
Alright, I'm ending it right now. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Good night.